Trump's on Twitter again this morning in a big way, and I'm not surprised. After Fire and Fury came out, it seems like everybody's talking about how mentally unstable Trump is. Seems to be a topic of conversation, but it's been a topic of conversation the whole time that he's been president. He's repeating something that he said before, which is that, this is verbatim, that I'm like a really smart guy. So by him saying that, what he's saying is, I'm like a really smart guy. I'm not really a smart guy. I'm sort of like a smart guy. What the hell is that? Now, there's been psychologists and psychiatrists that have been diagnosing him from a distance, and people are saying like, whoa, wait a minute, you can't do that. You have to sit down and talk to somebody to diagnose them. Well, yes and no. And I'll tell you why it's yes and no. Because if you see the crazy person walking down the street, my art studio's in Brooklyn. I see crazy people all the time. I can see them and see the way that they're behaving and going, there's a problem there. There's a problem there. I might not be able to know the exact diagnosis of what the problem is, and I'm not a psychologist or shrink. I can't say, well, the person has schizophrenia or the person is hallucinating because he's bipolar or she's bipolar. That's not possible. But what I can say, as a layman, that person has serious issues. And the same is true of Donald Trump, because he's like a smart guy. Do you see what I'm saying? He goes on Twitter and says all this ridiculous shit, or he goes on TV and says all this stuff. He's clearly not intelligent enough, or there's mental illness involved, so that he can't even make a rational decision about what would be the best thing to do, because he's like a smart guy. It's ridiculous. He's a pathological liar. There is no doubt in that. When he was running for, I was like, I'm not going to vote for this guy. You know, I would have never voted for Donald Trump just because of the amount of lying that he did. I would have never voted. He was never a consideration. You don't want somebody being president that habitually lies. And that's Donald Trump. He does, on average, like 6 just blatant lies a day. Those are only the ones that we see through Twitter or from him speaking. Behind the scenes, he's probably lying to everybody around him constantly. It's like he's in this fantasy world. He has millions of people's lives, you know, in his hands, and he's a habitual liar. He's a dangerous person. He looks dangerous. I don't want to sound like the drama queen, but he's sitting here fucking around with Kim Jong-un like they're in a school ground or something. They have nuclear weapons. They're fucking, you know, they could blow up the world. And like he's approaching this, like, you know, talking about his stupid fucking button and all this shit. Now, I have friends that voted for Donald Trump. This is true. I'm thinking about this one dog trainer that I know that voted for him. And it's almost like you get the impression that, like at least with him and some other people that I know, that they think that it's funny that Donald Trump does this, that Donald Trump says all this stuff. There's nothing funny about this. If he was in a reality show, you could say, yeah, it's funny. This is not funny. This is real life, and like he has millions of people's lives in the balance, and he's shooting out of his mouth saying ridiculous shit. There's nothing funny about it. You don't vote for a president because you think they're funny. You vote for a president because they're competent and well. It is not a stretch that somebody can look at Donald Trump that is either a psychologist or psychiatrist or a layperson and say, he's not normal. He's not acting normal. And there's a spectrum of what normal is, okay? So if you fall somewhere in here, you're normal. But then if you fall outside the boundaries, you're not normal. He falls outside the boundaries. He tweeted today that he's like a smart guy. Who would say that? Those are his words. He's already done that once, and he's doing it again. He's like a smart guy. So I'm not really a smart guy. I'm sort of like a smart guy. The hell is that? The hell is the matter with this guy? You're still backing this guy? You're a fool. You're a fool. We need to get Pence in there. Pence has social issues I do not agree with, but I don't think that Pence has mental illness or a personality disorder. I agree with very little that Mike Pence is about. However, Mike Pence doesn't seem like he has cognitive issues either. And it's apparent by this book, Fire and Fury, that Trump is having some cognitive issues too. The whole thing about him repeating himself. Like he used to repeat himself, like in a period of 30 minutes he'd repeat a story. But now it's like within 10 minutes he's repeating the story to the same person. That's a sign that he has some kind of cognitive thing going on. He's the fucking president. He's not equipped to be president. He never was. And the more stress that somebody's under, the more stress that they're under, the more that this is going to come up. The problems are going to come up. That's a fact. Everybody's like that. You put stress on somebody, any type of issues that they have, anxiety, depression, anything like that, it fucking rears its ugly head. He's in a job that's super stressful to begin with. Not only is he in the job that's super stressful, but he's brought all this stress upon himself by acting like a president shouldn't. He's not acting appropriate, and people are like pointing the finger. Look at him. He's not acting normal. He doesn't look normal. He doesn't say a normal thing. Like I said, like there's a spectrum of normal behavior. You need to fall somewhere in there, especially if you're the president. If you don't, you're falling on the outside of the spectrum of normal behavior. You're abnormal. He's abnormal. He is. Anybody that would eat a steak well done with ketchup on it and is 71, 72 years old is abnormal. That's exactly how children eat steaks. I'm being facetious here. I'm joking around. But it's a fact. And they sit here, if he wanted to eat a steak well done with ketchup, I wouldn't say a thing if the guy acted normal. He doesn't act normal. And they sit here and talk about how he's a baby, how he needs instant gratification. You know? He's acting like a child. He needs instant gratification. He eats his steak well done with ketchup on it. Get Mike Pence in the office. We're not safe with Donald Trump. Flat out. He's like a smart guy. We need a smart guy in the office, okay? Mike Pence is probably smart enough to handle the office, okay? Donald Trump is not. Remember, he's like a smart guy. He's not actually a smart guy.